Good evening. Welcome to Neighborhood Policing on District 5. I'm your co-host, Richard Laham.
And I'm your co-host, Ed Roach.
Hey, Ed. How you doing? How was your week?
It was great.
You had a good time?
It was nice and warm. I missed the warm
FLA
weather.
is warm right now. You know?
Sure is.
It's not winter there. It doesn't get winter there until January and part of February, and then it starts warming up again.
It's kind of, I can see why people go down and spend the winters there.
Your
'Cause it was
snowbirds,
nice.
they're called. Why don't we get right into and thank our sponsorship making this possible. We need their help.
Sure do.
You know, and they're great. Sullivan's Pharmacy and Medical Supply, where you never have to wait more than 5 minutes for a prescription to be filled.
And it's full service. Everything you need down there, you can get anything you need out of a pharmacy.
Exactly. West Roxbury Motors, they're a couple of young entrepreneurs that, well, I don't know if they're young anymore, but I mean, they're in there and they're...
When they started, they were young.
Yeah. And they've been
Couple
there in
local
West
guys,
Roxbury
yeah.
for a long time, and they're committed to the community and the business district.
Yep, always giving back.
Waves Car Wash. I keep telling you, it's the green car wash, and we're going to be speaking to the president of Waves Car Wash shortly, and a manager that works there. Doug McClure, Steve Morris, the real estate leaders in West Roxbury and other areas around the town. There are another couple of guys who are committed to the community and the businesses in those communities.
Yep, always spending time giving back. I don't know how they keep up with it all.
Exactly. And Target Pizza, probably the best pizza in West Roxbury. At least Eddie thinks so, because he tried to eat the big one.
I'll finish it one of these days.
There you go. And right now, I'd like to introduce Adam Korngold, and he's the president of Waves Car Wash, and a manager, Alex Johnson. And they're both on, and it's that time of year to probably try to condition your car. But before we get into the cars and reconditioning them, I want to get into, a lot of people may not have heard, you're totally green, as green as you possibly can.
We've gone green in the last 6 months. First of all, Officer Laham and Officer Roach, thank you for having us on your show, and we're very excited to be guests on your show again. I think we've gone green in the last 6 months. We've always been a green business. We recycle our water. Since I opened, I have 3 underground recycling tanks, 1,500 gallons each. So the water flows from, after it goes on the car, it flows through these tanks, and then it flows through 2 filters. It's injected with an ozone chemical, and then it's reused on the car. And I believe most car washes in Boston have a similar recycling system, so that instead of washing your car at home and using 120 gallons of water, you are washing your car, in a professional car wash where we use high pressure motors and tiny nozzles to clean your car, and we're doing a better job in using
Over 60% savings.
60% savings.
Yeah.
So we've always done that. I've always had high efficiency motors. When you go through the car wash, the blowers at the end that blow the water off your car, those are high efficiency. Those use a lot of power. But I recently installed solar panels, and we put them in May, June, July. We turned them on, and the solar panels are generating 20% of our electricity. And they've been absolutely fantastic.
Has that shown up already now?
Yeah, my last bill was actually $1,700 versus $2,600 last year. So
Wow.
that's a big
Big
savings,
savings.
very big savings. So does it affect us? Same power. It makes no
Yeah,
difference.
no, everything's just as good.
Well,
And there's
it
no
cleans
maintenance.
it.
For less than money.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no maintenance on them. It's great. There's some great federal rebates. Boston has been really great about encouraging businesses and homeowners to install solar paneling. And if you're a homeowner, or if you have a business, or you have a landlord and you think that they could benefit from putting solar panels on your roof, and you live in Boston, go to the City of Boston's website. It's cityofboston.gov. And on their website, they have a whole page dedicated to renewable energy and Solar Boston. And they actually map the entire city. And you can type in your address, you find your city, you find your house, and there's actually every single property in Boston is rated in terms of how much sun they get. And I don't know how they did it. And you know, he might be an interesting guest to have the person from Solar Boston come on. But they somehow took, I guess, I don't know if they used satellites or something, but every house is graded, color coded, and I was dark red. So that's why I went ahead and put solar paneling on. But it depends on your location, depends on the trees around you. I guess it depends on if the area is flat.
Well, according to Pat, I think the average day is 4.5 hours of sun.
He said that. We didn't get that today.
Yeah, no, not at
Not
all.
with the clouds.
Not with the clouds. But they still run, you know, I guess it averages out. What Pat told me, I'm actually producing more electricity than what the person who installed my solar system predicted. Hopefully that keeps up. But it's great. It's a power plant on the roof. We're using, we're not importing oil, or we're not burning coal. It's completely silent. There's absolutely no pollution from it. And, unlike the big windmills, which are great, these things stay flat on the roof. You barely notice them, and some people say they look good. They add character to the building.
Well, I can see it in a business not affecting, the demographics where some people might be hesitant on a roof in a house.
Yeah.
Okay, because, and not every house is able to have solar panels. It's got to be the pitch where it's low, and there's different things that add up to it for them to save that money. So you're right, they should go to.
They should have to do their research on it.
Yeah.
I've even seen them, I don't know if you've driven down Hyde Park Ave recently. In the past couple of years, some new homes went up, and they have south-facing solar panels.
Well, I
on
think
the
with a
roof.
new home, it's
Yeah.
easier to construct and build it into than an existing house, and you have to do a little bit more wiring to it.
Right. Yeah, I had to do and I only built my building 4 years ago, but they never envisioned putting solar panels on 4 years ago. JP Car Wash has it, but they have it for hot water. So he has a laundromat and he has his car wash.
And that's pretty
He uses-
congested down there as far as, and even he has the availability of the
He's
the
got a
amount
nice
of
flat
sun.
roof, and he's
Yeah.
got a lot. But what he's doing is great. He told me he saved a lot of energy, a lot of money, and he's generating hot water for his laundromat and the car wash, which is great. But his system is for hot water. Mine's for converting it directly to electricity.
Well, he's got the car wash, the laundromat, which is a little bit different. Okay, why don't we break out of that and we'll go right into where Alex can help us, because Alex is up there every day and pulling his weight with trying to recondition cars and getting them prepared. I understand most of the people who get this item done to their vehicles are car people. They want their cars to last a little bit longer. Can you explain, Alex, how you go through the process? What happens the first thing when someone comes in and wants to get their vehicle done over?
Well, it's important to stay on top of it because it's a lot cheaper to stay on top of it throughout the year rather than wait and have to do a major repair. So waxing it, doing the underbody carriage, that all helps prevent rusting and the sand corroding your paint. So like I said, it's just important to stay on top of it and, the longer you wait to stay on top of it, the more expensive it will be to take care of.
Well, we were discussing it earlier, and the situation is this. Vehicles today don't have a frame. Trucks do, but vehicles themselves don't. They're considered unibody construction. So when they start eating away at the body, the rust and everything else, they're actually eventually eat through the car. Okay, and people don't realize it when you go to get an inspection sticker. If there's any rust showing, they get a rejection sticker, and that means they got to go to a body shop and have the car done over to hide that rust again. Or I love it. I mean, you can see it on some of the cars, and you've got to see them all the time. They paint it with a color that's close to, and they're always, you see it all.
Looks
Yeah.
terrible.
And it's a shame because the cars are expensive today. Paint is very expensive, okay? In order for you to go to a body shop and everything else, and like you said, Alex, you're better off stepping up on it. And what I like about it, and I did it, and it's great, is I buy that yearly program that you have up there, and as many car washes as you want.
Yeah.
And I think it's in my opinion, it's an inexpensive way of maintaining the outside of your vehicle. I mean, if your car needs brakes, you go up and get them changed. If it needs an oil change, you get up and do it. If it needs tires, you do it. Why don't you want to take care of the outside of your body of the car? I don't understand.
People forget that they spend so much money on their car, and keeping it in good shape, in terms of its appearance, is a small percentage of what they're spending on the car, and it maintains the value. We have cars that come in that are 10 years old, and the owners gets their cars washed regularly, waxed regularly. There's no rust on the car. The car's in great shape, and if they want to sell it, first of all, the car's going to last them longer. And most people look at it and they're like, wow, that car's 10 years old. I don't believe it. But if they want to sell it, the car will be worth a lot more. I have cars that come in, the car is 3 years old, they never wax it, never wash it, and they have a bird that makes on the car. That's the correct language to use on the show.
Turd?
Yeah. And
Relieves itself?
it eats through the paint. And you could actually see
Well,
it.
the acids,
The acids
yeah.
in the bird droppings and the tree sap. If there's no wax on the car, it will eat right through the paint. And they get the car washed, and they're left with the mark of where the
blotches.
The blotches all over their car. And you might be able to buff it. The buffing is hundreds of dollars versus a wax, which is a lot cheaper. Or their paint might be ruined, and they might need a new paint job, or they might just live with a car that has
Well, the
blotches.
people don't realize, and if you look at the top of your vehicle, okay, the top of your vehicle gets the most sun, all right? Now, if you look at your side of your vehicles, the reason why the side is always looking a lot better than the top is because the sun hits that at an angle, and it's not really wearing out the paint.
Right, no, absolutely. But if they wax the top of the car, it will protect it from the sun.
Well, it's funny because I brought my car up there a couple of weeks ago, and you had a '67 Oldsmobile Cutlass in there.
Yeah.
And he was getting it detailed. And it needed a lot of work, paint-wise and everything else, but he was still getting it detailed to try to preserve what he can with it before he has to bring it into the body shop for paint job and everything else. But I was totally surprised to see a '67 Cutlass in the way,
I remember that car needed quite a bit of work.
Yeah.
And I think that car was, it was beyond waxing.
Oh, yeah, it was, but I mean, it showed to some extent he was trying to preserve whatever was left so it didn't rust all the way.
Right.
In the long run, it saves you a lot of money. So
It really
Well,
does.
especially it's if you're a homeowner, it's your second biggest investment you'll ever make. If you're not a homeowner, it's the biggest investment you'll ever make.